In this video, we will talk about the space race, America versus the Soviet Union, so make sure to watch the full video. The space race was a defining chapter in the Cold War, pitting the United States against the Soviet Union in a fierce competition for supremacy in space exploration. The rivalry began in the late 1950s, as both nations sought to demonstrate their technological prowess and political ideology through significant space achievements. The launch of Sputnik by the Soviet Union in 1957 marked the beginning of this high-stakes race, pushing the US to accelerate its own space efforts. Throughout the 1960s, both nations made historic strides, culminating in the US landing astronauts on the Moon in 1969. The space race not only advanced technology but also shaped global politics, sparking new opportunities for international collaboration in space exploration. 1. Origins of the space race, a Cold War rivalry. The space race was born out of the political, military, and ideological tensions of the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. As both superpowers sought to demonstrate their superiority, space exploration became a key battleground. Beyond the scientific and technological aspects, the space race was deeply tied to national pride and the global perception of power. Each achievement in space was a symbolic victory, showcasing technological advancements and military potential. The race not only fueled competition but also inspired humanity to look beyond Earth for the first time, marking the beginning of a new era of exploration and innovation. 2. Sputnik's shockwave, the first satellite in space. On October 4, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik, the world's first artificial satellite, into orbit. This groundbreaking achievement sent shockwaves around the world and signaled the start of the space race. For the United States, Sputnik's success represented a dramatic shift in global power dynamics, raising fears of Soviet superiority in missile technology. The satellite's rhythmic beeping, heard around the globe, became a stark reminder of the urgency to catch up. In response, the US accelerated its space programs, leading to the creation of NASA and increased investment in science and technology education. Sputnik forever changed the course of space exploration. 3. The Mercury program, America's first steps into space. Project Mercury was America's first human spaceflight program, launched to counter Soviet advances in space. Initiated in 1958, its primary goals were to orbit a human around Earth, investigate the effects of space travel on the human body, and safely return the astronaut. The program achieved its first success on May 5, 1961, when Alan Shepard became the first American in space aboard the Freedom 7 capsule. Although the Soviet Union had already sent Yuri Gagarin into orbit, Mercury's successes laid the groundwork for future missions. The program symbolized America's determination to compete and win in the space race. 4. Yuri Gagarin, the first human in space. On April 12, 1961, the Soviet Union made history when Yuri Gagarin became the first human to orbit Earth aboard Vostok 1. This monumental achievement placed the Soviet Union ahead in the space race and cemented Gagarin as a global icon. His successful flight demonstrated the Soviet Union's advanced rocket technology and engineering capabilities, fueling Cold War tensions. Gagarin's journey inspired awe and admiration worldwide, while also intensifying pressure on the United States to achieve its own manned spaceflight milestones. His legacy endures as a symbol of courage, innovation, and the possibilities of human exploration. 5. Kennedy's challenge, the race to the moon. In 1961, President John F. Kennedy issued a bold challenge to the nation, to land a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth before the decade's end. This ambitious goal became a rallying cry for American innovation and determination. Kennedy's vision inspired unprecedented investment in NASA and spurred advancements in science, technology, and engineering. The Apollo program was launched to achieve this objective, uniting the country in a shared mission to outpace the Soviet Union. Kennedy's speech remains a defining moment in the space race, encapsulating the ambition and optimism of the era. 6. Gemini missions, preparing for the moon. The Gemini program, conducted between 1961 and 1966, served as a crucial stepping stone to the Apollo lunar missions. Gemini missions focused on developing the skills and technologies needed for a successful moon landing, including space rendezvous, docking, and extended spaceflights. The program also tested the ability of astronauts to perform extravehicular activities, or spacewalks, and studied the effects of space travel on the human body. Gemini's achievements demonstrated the United States' growing expertise in space exploration and brought it closer to surpassing the Soviet Union. These missions were vital in ensuring the success of Apollo. 7. Apollo 11, the moon landing that changed history. On July 20, 1969, Apollo 11 achieved what was once thought impossible. Humans walked on the moon. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first men to set foot on the lunar surface, with Armstrong famously declaring, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." The moon landing was the culmination of years of effort, innovation, and determination, fulfilling Kennedy's vision and securing America's dominance in the space race. Broadcast live to millions, it became a unifying moment for humanity, symbolizing the potential of science and exploration to transcend boundaries. 8. Soviet lunar efforts. What went wrong? Despite their early successes, the Soviet Union's efforts to land humans on the moon ultimately fell short. Technical setbacks, political challenges, and the tragic deaths of key personnel hindered progress. The Soviet lunar program suffered from a lack of coordination and inferior rocket technology compared to NASA's Saturn V. Their N-1 rocket, intended to rival Apollo, failed multiple tests, effectively ending their hopes of a moon landing. While they achieved notable milestones, such as lunar probes and robotic missions, the Soviet Union could not match America's crowning achievement. The failure highlighted the challenges of sustained innovation under a secretive regime. 9. Technological legacies of the space race. The space race spurred a wave of technological advancements that transformed industries and everyday life. Innovations in computing, materials science, and telecommunications, developed for space exploration, found applications in medicine, transportation, and consumer technology. Satellites revolutionized communication and weather forecasting, while miniaturization and precision engineering influenced countless fields. The competition between the US and the Soviet Union pushed humanity to develop technologies that continue to benefit society. Beyond the hardware, the space race inspired generations to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, ensuring a lasting legacy of discovery and progress. 10. From rivalry to cooperation, the modern space era. The space race, born from intense Cold War rivalry, eventually gave way to collaboration. After the Apollo era, the US and Soviet Union began working together on projects like the Apollo-Soyuz test project in 1975, which marked the first international space docking. This spirit of cooperation expanded in the post-Cold War era, culminating in the creation of the International Space Station, ISS, a joint effort involving multiple nations. Today, the legacy of the space race endures in the shared pursuit of exploration, as countries collaborate on missions to Mars, deep space, and beyond, uniting humanity in the quest for knowledge. The space race between the United States and the Soviet Union was not just a contest of space exploration but a battle for global supremacy. From the moment the Soviet Union launched Sputnik in 1957, the stakes of the competition were raised, igniting a sense of urgency in the United States to catch up and surpass its rival. The US responded with its Mercury and Gemini programs, and with President Kennedy's bold commitment to land a man on the moon, the race reached its defining moment. The successful Apollo 11 mission in 1969 marked a monumental achievement for humanity, symbolizing not just American triumph but the possibilities of space exploration for all of mankind. Though the Soviet Union ultimately fell behind in the race to the moon, its early achievements, like launching the first human, Yuri Gagarin, into space, pushed America to develop cutting-edge technologies and redefine what was possible. The technological advancements made during the space race have had lasting impacts on numerous industries, from telecommunications to medicine. In the years following the competition, the once rival nations began to collaborate on space missions, culminating in joint projects like the International Space Station, ISS. The space race, while rooted in Cold War rivalry, ultimately laid the foundation for global cooperation and the shared goal of exploring the unknown. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.